Welcome back to Buckets WNBA edition. I'm your host, Jim Turvey. Back from a short little vacay. We had a couple episodes off. We had a couple episodes with a guest host. Back at it now, feeling refreshed. Wasn't a traveling vacay like my friend here who got to go to WNBA All-Star weekend. Dano, your voice sounds like you had a good time at WNBA All-Star. It looked like it was a blast of a weekend. Dud Buds, stole the show, but it looked like it was a fun weekend all around. What were some of your highlights from All-Star weekend in Indianapolis?
Oh man, great time. Never been to Indy. Didn't expect to have as good of a time as like Vegas or, it was, Chicago wasn't very good for All-Star, but Vegas, Phoenix, man, they put on a good show. And then, because shout out to my good friend Val, went mini viral for trying to get an AT jersey. She got me a courtside ticket for the 3-point contest and on Friday night. And we just so happened to waltz into the players and friends party in Cambridge and open bar. Can't beat it. And everyone was in there. So that was like the highlight. It was great.
The other highlight, a couple names before the pod, some bigger names out there,
Yeah, Sue and Pino were having a lot of drinks. Took a shot with Caitlin's dad. It was great.
That's amazing.
Other highlight, I tried the drink called Long Drink. It's like a sparkling seltzer, but it's made with gin. It's fantastic. I'm obsessed. Tweet about it. Fantastic drink. Let's get them to sponsor the pod at some point. Shout out Miles Teller, co-owner.
Yeah, you sent that to the group chat, and it looked pretty delicious. I'm assuming you were far enough into the drinks that anything would taste good at that point, but even to my sober eyes at the time, I was like, that looks like a good drink.
It's how I came back on Saturday. It's I was like, get me some Long Drink now.
I love it. Did you have any thoughts on the game itself, on the weekend itself? Another, 3-point win for Sab. Did you chat with her before? I know last time in the tunnel, you got the go ahead from her. Any thoughts on the weekend as a whole outside of your, direct experience?
No, I thought it was awesome. Stud Buds, generational talent, social wise. Anyone who is talking, down or talking shit about the pay us what you owe shirts, get F off. Like go do some research about how much money they're about to make on this new media deal.
Yeah.
Don't be uneducated. Go read about it. Don't just listen to a report that they lost money and from the Blaze media. So I'm gung-ho about that. I don't have time to go back and forth with people on X about it. Not worth my time. But happy that the players are going to get paid. Thought the game was fun. Shout out to FanDuel and DraftKings for having live MVP odds. I made a lot of money. That was great.
Yeah, fee came out. You texted. I think you texted at halftime. Is that when you hit that? Or first quarter?
Second quarter, she was up to 18. Next closest was 12, and I just kept spamming the bet. Then I felt good. Hit Plum for a little bit just as a safety net, and God, what better way to enjoy a game?
Yeah, she's the first forward in like over a decade to do it. But this is fee season. We talked about it from the jump. Whether it ends with a title or not, we'll get to. I'll kind of tease that now. But we have basically full slate of games on Tuesday. We're back from the All-Star break. First game back we got 10 teams playing 5 games. Let's run through the slate. We'll do some best bets, and then we will talk a little bit big picture because we did have a big signing today as well. So let's look at the slate though. So we got the Fever at the Liberty. Liberty are laying 11.5, total of 164. We've got no Caitlin Clark again. That makes sense. But we do have Jonquel Jones back. Probably limited minutes would be my guess, but we do have Jonquel Jones back for the Liberty. Probably part of what that they've taken a little bit of money. They went from 9.5 to 11.5. We got the Sparks at the Mystics. Mystics laying 3.5, total of 167.5. Cameron Brink is supposedly going to come back before the end of the month, but she is out for this game, so we have no Brink. That'll be a ramp up anyways, but I do think that will have some impact for the Sparks as a whole. Washington on the other side, pretty much all healthy. We got the Sky at the Lynx. Lynx kind of stole the show over the weekend. We've mentioned Stud Buds like 3 times now, but between Fee MVP and Stud Buds, it was a Minnesota weekend. They're laying 15.5, total of 159.5. Chicago's without a couple players. Ariel Atkins and Michaela Onyeawere are both out there. Minnesota is healthy, if not a little bit hungover. We've got the Wings at the Storm. Storm -9, total 164.5. Dejanay Carrington should be returning. She's probable. On the other side, that Maisha Hines-Allen is questionable. Seems like Dallas can't get everyone back at any point. Maddie Seagrass obviously still out. Seattle's all healthy. And then finally, we've got the Dream at the Aces. Aces are -1, total of 161.5. We've got Ryan Howard out for the Dream. Jackie Young questionable for the Aces. So I just rattled off a bunch of games for you, Dano. What are your best bets off of that big old slate on Tuesday?
Did not know Jackie Young was questionable.
Our head-to-head makes a little more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know what? I can't advise that without. Even though I laid a ladder on her the other day, she ended with 2 points. Fucking A. I'm taking the Wings +9, and I am taking the Fever +11.5.
All right. Let's get it. I've got 2 bets in here. There are best bets and then a couple of leans as well. I've got Chicago, Minnesota under 161.5. I know that would have been a bet for you as well. You didn't want to overlap, but you can maybe.
Where is 161?
I have written here. Oh, I updated in one spot and did not in the other. Look at that. These move so fast these days. So under 159.5. That'll still be, I would say that's still a lean. I'll talk through why I still like that. And then Camila Cardosa under 20.5 points and rebounds. Those were the top line best bets. Obviously that moved 2 points, so that's a little bit down. These markets move quick these days. And then for leans, I've got the Atlanta Dream money line, another number that moved before we were able to record. That's now -104. And Aaliyah Boston under 13.5 points. So let's start in this Chicago, Minnesota. Actually, let's start in Indiana, New York. That was the first game we rattled off top. There's no Caitlin. Jonquel's back, but you are on the Fever side. What do you like about Indy in this game?
Yeah, I think I liked New York in the last game. I mean, it's still theoretical back-to-back for these two teams, same city. Spoke about it, before. Liberty liked to lay the smackdown early. I think it was like the, fake sharp thing. Like a lot of people were going to take Fever last game when they knew Caitlin Clark wasn't playing. But I think we did well with betting on the Libs. I think Fever are going to bounce back real sharp. Wasn't that impressed with the Libs defense. I hope Jonquel is ramped up slowly. Jonquel definitely matters. But I do think there is some, you're getting Emma Meesum in. You probably have, you're feeling happy, you're feeling good. And I know we'll talk about Emma in deeper context later. But we've seen the Fever, step up without Caitlin in big games. I wouldn't crap on anyone who took the Fever last game. Stephanie White can coach. Sandy and everybody is getting back from All-Star. Indy was well rested at home. Granted, probably hungover too. But I do very similar to what I spoke about with the Valks game matchup with the Liberty earlier in the season. So to me, it's a straight up back-to-back. Don't care if All-Star was in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you do love that with the Liberty of kind of they love to cover one of the two games when they have these back-to-back. So I don't mind that at all. I didn't have any plays in that game specific. Oh, I did. I apologize. I have the Aaliyah Boston. That is a lean of mine under 13.5 points. Wish we got a little bit higher. But this matchup we saw right before the break, like you said, same deal with no Caitlin there. She only had 7 points. Now we get Jonquel Jones back in that front court. Like I said, I do think she'll be on limited minutes, but that is more minutes of one of the best defenders in the league, either guarding Aaliyah or certainly in the paint. Her points have been down without Caitlin all season. Now that's adjusted. I think this line's maybe adjusting for that. She's averaging 13.4 points per game in those games. She's gone under that number in 6 of 10. But I don't think it's accounting for no Caitlin and the opponent. This is one of the best defenses in the league. Really one of the best defensive front courts in the league, especially with Jonquel back. So that's more of a lean for me. I was hoping we get a couple points higher. But I do like Aaliyah to go under 13.5. For the most part in these games without Caitlin, she's struggled to score. Caitlin creates a lot of opportunities for her. They have a great dynamic. she did kind of blast over in a few games. She had a really good game against the Aces, really good against the Sparks. Liberty front court defense is much better than those two front court defenses. So I like the Aaliyah under 13.5. Let's move along to the next game that we have bets on, because I don't think either of us have anything on LA at Washington. Let's talk about Chicago at Minnesota. I like the under here. Like I said, I when I entered it was 161.5. Clearly the market likes it as well. It's down to 159.5. I think there's a couple of factors here. For one, we've got, Minnesota, they have to be hungover. We saw them drinking. We literally saw them drinking all weekend on stream, having a great time. This is the first game back. I think they're going to have, a little bit tired legs. I think they'll be a little groggy. But to me, the bigger side of this is Ariel Atkins being out. Atkins has secretly been really huge for the Chicago offense. And when it's obviously on top of Courtney Vandersloot, who's out for the season, who, those first few games without her were a struggle. Atkins, if we go to our favorite PvP stats there, Chicago's at 102.7 offensive rating with Atkins on the court. That plummets to 89.9 off the court. But the other part of this is that the defense gets better. Ariel Atkins is not an elite defender. They've got 112.7 defensive rating with her on the court. That drops down to 101.7 with her off the court. So both directions help with Atkins being out. She's a player that when she's out, I don't mind taking the under. Add that into Minnesota, first game back, a little bit hungover here. I like that under. Was that kind of your thought process as well? Or what was, when you were eyeing that maybe at a couple points higher, what was catching your eye?
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, everything you just said, like to a T. I think I'd probably also take the Sky team total under 71.5. I know it's low. Doesn't matter. We saw what happened in that Atlanta game. Granted, they didn't have Angel Reese, but also it's like, you can see Tyler Marsh being like, we're playing, one of the top 3 teams in the league. It's getting ugly. Let's pull the studs early and look ahead in the next game.
Yeah, and the second bet I have in that game is Camila Cardoso. I'm under on her points and rebounds, 20.5. Tough opponent, again, albeit maybe a slightly hungover opponent, but this is a Minnesota defense, so overall it's a very strong opponent. But here's the biggest thing. She scores way less with Atkins off the court. So Atkins really helps, sometimes when a high usage player is off, you want to look at the over, like that usage guy gets soaked up. But Atkins, it's kind of similar to Leah Boston and Caitlin Clark. There's a symbiotic relationship there where when Atkins is on the court, Cardoso is able to score a lot more. And honestly, this rebounds number seems a little bit inflated. Her rebounds really only popped when Angel went out. She's mostly averaging around 7 a game with Angel on the court. Now she did have one big rebound game right before the break, but I think overall that's going to prove to be an outlier. And with Angel back on the court, I think Cardoso's rebounds under, combine it with the points with Atkins off, be looking at that combo stat there. Let's move along to Dallas and Seattle. You're on the Dallas side of this. The Road Wings, getting Dejanay back. Maisha is questionable. What do you like about Dallas on Tuesday?
They covered before in Seattle. Seattle really doesn't scare me at all. Like, I just don't think they're, I really don't think they're that good. Granted, they can go nuts if everybody's hitting. I think it was a huge weekend for they had 3 All-Stars out in Indy, all having a good time. Plus Erica Wheeler, who had the time of her life and was complaining about not winning the skills challenge. So maybe taking Erica Wheeler over because she's hungry. But no, I love Lee in this matchup. Familiarity with being on Seattle early in the season. Lee kind of carried them against the Wings in this matchup earlier in the year. So I think we're going to get high quality minutes from Paige. Actually, I don't even know if Paige played in that earlier matchup. But I like them getting double digits. I mean, I'm trying to think of the last time Storm really demolished an opponent. It was probably LA when they won by 30. But we've seen them blow double digit leads multiple times this year. Covered against the Valks to go into the break, but that was after a really bad loss to the Mystics when they were up 10 in the 4th. So like the spot for Dallas. Come out swinging. I mean, you're at the bottom of the league. You had nothing to lose. I just think they stay within 10.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play.
I lean
I wouldn't
towards
play
the
it to
Dallas
8.5.
Yeah. Yeah. I lean towards the Dallas side as well. I do think Dejanay is a good player, and she was really fitting into that role that she kind of settled into there after the start of the season. So I like that side as well. And then the final game here is this game, the Atlanta and Vegas. This is the tightest spread of the night. It did open Vegas -2.5. It's moving towards Atlanta. I think part of that might be some skepticism on whether Jackie is playing or not. I think right now she's listed questionable. I'm treating it as like a between questionable and doubtful, to be honest. I think she's a little bit less likely to play than likely. And Jackie's on-off numbers are really crazy. I also just think Atlanta's a much better team than Vegas, to be honest. I know it's on the road. But I was kind of surprised this number was 2.5. Even if these two teams were full strength, even with Ryan Howard out, I think you can talk yourself into these two teams being about even. Ryan is outstanding, but she doesn't necessarily have the on-off impact that some of the other players have, especially Jackie Young. So I was on the Atlanta side, and then with some of the Jackie news coming in, I'm only going to be on there even more. That's a lean for me, in part because you came on and you were eyeing the other side potentially before you got the Jackie news. But even as I was saying that, it looked like maybe you're a little skeptical of the Dream on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, they're all. I mean, they use the term "fat and happy." They beat the shit out of this guy. I do think that matters. I mean, WNBA to me is a huge spot league, and Vegas is not a team that can go through the second half of the year, like go through the motions. They're at 500 or below it. Asia looked incredible in their last game back. I really think Aces win regardless, if Jackie plays or not. I just think it's a spot play. We've seen the Dream lose at full strength to the Sun, so anything can happen in this league. And yeah, I might still bet the Aces at some point. I just think it's the early spot to look for the Dream, like if you're not thinking about spot plays, but that's just what I do. So.
Well, maybe we do a little head-to-head again. I got your ass last time on Sun and Sky, so you want a chance to rebuttal here?
Oh yeah, the dog shit team of the league. Yeah, let's be honest. I think I've proven. I think I got like 60 points in the first quarter and didn't hit the over in that Sun game. I swear to God, my team told me I'm 0-14 on Sun bets, so I was destined to fail. Yeah, no, I'm confident in anything I do, Jim. So absolutely, whether she plays or not, I'm down, and I always love to donate to charity. So
all right, let's lock it in. Well, one of us will be sent into a charity either way. I like that. All right, with Dano on, it is Survivor time. We didn't have this last week with Brian, but Dano and I are back at it. We are going to go from -400 this week. We rebooted at -500. We both hit, so we're going to -400. Dano, you want to give yours first and I can give mine?
Yeah, I'm taking fee rebounds. I think 6 is a good ceiling. Good floor for her ceiling.
Hopefully it's not the ceiling. You could thread that needle.
I saw you say something about that with Kayla Thornton the other day, and then of course she played like 20 minutes.
Brutal.
Yeah. Fee is not a player that can play 20 minutes ever, especially because they really want her to win MVP. I do not anymore. Shout out Alyssa Thomas. But yeah, I feel like 6 is safe. Knock on wood. It's -390.
Love it. Mine, I'm going. I didn't find one that was like right in that. I love getting a 390 for you because mine's -275. So I could have sat on this for a week, because we could do -300 next week. But I do like this one. It's Kelsey Mitchell, 15 plus points, -275.
Oh,
she's hit this.
Love it.
She's hit this in 19 of 23 games. I will say I'm a little nervous. A few of the games she missed. This is a very strange trend. A few of the games she missed were in games with Caitlin out, despite the fact that she averages over 11 points more per 100 possessions. So it's this weird thing where she does have a little bit more.
Commissioner Cup game for sure.
Yep. Yeah. There's more variance in her game kind of with Caitlin out. So, and there's a little bit of blowout risk. And this is a -275. But listen, I love it. I love the 15 plus number with Kelsey. She shoots more threes. Of late, she's been looking good from beyond the arc. So I'm especially with you on the Fever side in this, that helps mediate some of the blowout risk in my mind. So
I don't think we'll need to play an idol. I think we're going to be fine next week.
Okay. I love it. Yeah, we don't want to be using up those idols too early. All right, so that is the Tuesday slate. Good 5-game slate for us. But there was some big news on Monday. We saw one of the bigger kind of lingering question marks over the remainder of the season was, is Emma Meeson going to come to W? And if she is, who's she going to sign with? There's, I feel like there's some Phoenix rumors for a bit. There's some Minnesota rumors for a bit. She landed in New York. I was a little bit surprised by that. My view of it is that it helps New York. Obviously, she's a great player, but I think the biggest thing about it helping New York is she's not going to Phoenix or Minnesota, because those were kind of the two other teams kicked around. And those are two other teams that are kind of near them in the playoff picture. And I'll let you give your thoughts on it in a second, Dale. But before you do, I want to kind of set the table here. So we now have the Liberty as the favorites at plus 170. That number moved a little bit today. You can still get a plus 170 out there, though. Get the Lynx at plus 200, the Mercury plus 600, the Fever plus 900. Then we get to longer numbers like Dream 18-1, Aces 22, Storm 23, and the rest. The standings themselves, we've got the Lynx at the top at 20-4. Then we've got the Liberty in second, 15-6, Mercury 15-7, Storm 14-9, Dream 13-9, Fever 12-11. They jumped over the Aces and the Mystics, who are right at 500. And then the Valkyries are holding on to that. They're actually, sorry, the Aces are the finals. Let me get my numbers right here. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, the Aces are the 8th seed right now, with the Valks a game behind at 10-12. So all that being said, what are your thoughts on Emma to the Liberty and kind of a league zoom out right now, if you will?
It's ridiculous. Granted, I mean, if you followed my picks, I gave out Liberty before the season at plus 250 or whatever. So that, I'm happy about that. And then I gave out on a random Friday, all the exactas between those three teams. Now, this is part of the reason. I didn't know who she was going to. Are they a lock to win it? No. I feel like one of those commentators has one ball. But she's to me, a top 3 player in the world still.
Wow.
And she plays smart. She's she's the type of player that can play with anybody. So it contradicts what I said about there being one ball. I'm trying to be optimistic for the other teams in the league. But to me, I think true odds with that signing. I don't know about you. I don't think she's coming to not start either.
I'm really curious about this, because would you slot her at the 3? Is that how you would do that?
I think I would do Stewie.
Stewie at the 3, yeah.
I think I would do Stewie at the 3, but Stewie's not really a great shooter. Maybe she's just literally coming.
I think that they'll just make sure that there are 80 minutes of front court Emma, JJ, Stewie. They will spread them out. I'm not sure if it's the 3 of them closing together, but then spread out throughout the rest. But I think Emma could really the bench unit for Liberty offensively looks a little bit sticky at times. There's not smooth offense. I think Emma is the perfect piece to slot in there. And suddenly, Kennedy Burke's shooting out of her mind this season. If you get her shooting with Emma, Niara Sabali is the other big there. There's a lot of ways they can go with this. But again, I just think the biggest thing is keeping her off of the Lynx or Phoenix. Phoenix especially, she would have been massive for the Mercury.
Yeah,
and now it's more of a plus for the Liberty, but it could have been a really big swing if the Mercury got her.
Totally agree. I think Cheryl would have loved to coach her. It really is the biggest win to just lock that shit up. Yeah. I can't. The rich get richer, as they say. And,
what would you make? What percent or what odds would you set the Liberty to win right now? Do you think they are more than 50% to win?
Yeah, I think I would say even money.
Even money, yeah. I think that's pretty fair. So I logged in the app today, plus 180 Liberty ticket. Because I was on Lynx before the season. The Lynx ticket's looking good, looking solid. They're top of the standings, but I want to get in on the Liberty now. I don't think the number.
You should. Everybody should.
Yeah, I think this plus 170 number is very good. I personally would have it around plus 125. I was kind of doing some of the math here. I think they're basically a lock to make the semis. And I would set them about 75% at home in that semifinals matchup against probably the Mercury, but there's a chance it's not the Mercury. So like I'd probably make them 70% against the Mercury at home, and like the 5% bump off of it could be another team there. Then I think I would make them 60% in the finals against the Minnesota, even if they have to go on the road. There's also the possibility that they don't even have to go on the road because these two teams play 4 times in the second half of the season. The Lynx the Liberty could catch up to the Lynx in the standings.
I mean, there could be like some opportunities where like at the end of the year you don't want to play the Livs and you're tanking like purposely.
Yeah,
I would love that. I would absolutely love it. Total gamesmanship. Like,
yeah, I mean, we could see some because these teams are pretty tight in the standings right now. We could absolutely see. I mean, the funniest right now is that the Aces and the 8 seed. Now, the Aces are not the Aces of old, but I really don't think you want to see the Aces as your first round. That's like your reward for being the top seed.
I think you do this year.
You think they slide up to like 7 or 6?
Maybe, but I think I'd want to see the Aces this year. They're dog shit. I know I was giving them a low credit earlier, but
your Aces against the Dream, you're turning on them so quickly.
No, I mean, I like to make money. I'm a spot guy. That's what I do. But like, let's be honest. I'm also an Aces hater. The grand scheme of things, seeing them go out in the first round would be like pure dopamine to me. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be super interesting. But yeah, I think you're probably more right. It's still hard to win a championship. So plus 125 to your original point is probably more accurate.
Yeah, but to the overarching point we are both making here, I think there is maybe not a lot, but there's definite value on the Liberty plus 170, especially if
and go grab Exactas. Go grab Exactas too. Like, why not?
Because I agree with you that there are 3 teams that can win it right now, I think. So Exacta the hell out of it. The Exactas you can shop around as well, so it gives you a little bit more like even of ability to do that. So I think that's a really, really smart way of approaching it. I actually don't have any of those in yet. I may join you on those this evening because that's definitely a good look.
I added more today.
Yeah. Those 3 teams.
Yeah. I mean, you really hope that obviously Liberty or Lynx take out one of them or each other. I mean, my hope is Mercury get there. That's the dream scenario. I mean, with them being the longest, that is the hope. And I'm not losing hope on them. They play like that's how you beat a team like this is you have a funky system and you have a all around do everything type of player like Alyssa Thomas. I still think they match up well. Like I really do.
Minnesota did so well in the finals last year because they muck shit up and were just an incredible trying hard defense. That is Phoenix. They can muck stuff up. They've got incredible defenders. The Liberty
and great shooters.
The Liberty get a little spooked sometimes when they got to work a little bit harder at times. So I think we saw that in the finals against the Aces. I think it really kind of threw them off, kind of the intensity level the Aces brought. And then even the Lynx series where I think they were clearly the better team, that they very easily could have lost that series. And I think it was because Minnesota had some funky stuff for them and, the intensity level especially.
I mean, it's going to be wild. I mean, to me, this is the best team ever assembled on paper.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Maybe
like top to bottom.
Like the Comets in like 99.
I mean, I would say it's better. Yeah, I genuinely would say it's better. Yeah. Top like 1 through 10.
They have 4 of the top 10 players in the league right now. If you're that high on Emma, I want to see Emma again in the W to remind me how good. I watch less international ball.
100% better shooter than Stewie, better passer than she might be the best passer on the team. Like now, I can honestly say that.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun to watch. It's going to be, and they've got her now, so they can kind of like warm her up for the postseason. They don't have to rush minutes. Theoretically,
it's brilliant.
Healthy,
Jonathan Culp. Jonathan Culp does it again.
Yeah, and they kind of came out of nowhere. It's not a name that I was really hearing attached to her very often. So that was cool to see. So. Any final thoughts here, Dano? We can either wrap the All-Star game, the slate, or Emma, or any of it.
Final thoughts. Shout out to Indianapolis, great city. I did not expect to have that good of a time. And great people. Everyone was super nice. Shout out to the Stud Buds, and shout out to Jim Turvey for being back. Hopefully you're at All-Star right next year with us, wherever it is.
I know. I had to miss this one. My vacation I was on was just preparing. We're getting a puppy, which is going to be awesome, but got all of the work done for that. Put up the fence, got all the gear, got all the travel plans set up. So a nice little staycation preparing for a little guy coming in this week.
Wait,
so.
what are we naming it?
Murphy.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
That's the wife's choice, but I like it too. I think it fits a little like goofy golden retriever, which is what we're getting. So
are you getting a golden? Oh God, amazing.
Yeah, so maybe he can pop on the pod at some point. He can give a hello
absolutely
down the line. So, all right, excellent. So fun having you on, Dano. Good to be back. We will be back on Friday of this week as well. We'll record Thursday night. We'll be back Friday. Should be in pretty much a normal schedule here on out. Obviously, we're a little over halfway through the season, and then we'll be doing playoffs. We'll be doing all that. So glad to be back in everyone's feed. If you'd like to tail some of the bets we talked about today, look for Quickslip link in the episode description. We'll also be putting out some action stuff on Parlay Express, so make sure to check out that account. I'm not sure if we'll maybe throw our Survivor picks on there tonight, but then obviously Dano and I will be posting our stuff in there as well. So if you don't have the app, obviously download that. Like and subscribe the video on YouTube. Rate and review if you're listening on podcast. Thanks to David Payne on audio, Gifford Gould on YouTube, and let's get buckets.